Chile, Eleni, hello. Well, today is the second performative live reading from hello Nina, from the ARTisBOOK Foundation, and well, I'm really excited because I've been wanting to read. Hi Vilma, hello. I've been wanting to read this piece of text for some time now, so now I have the opportunity to do this. So hey, hello. I would like to tell a bit about it because this is not something I wrote myself, but it's a piece by Athena Tacha, who's a Greek artist. She was born in 1936 and kind of recently died in 2013. She was born in Larissa. She's mostly known for her site-specific sculptural landscape pieces, but she's also very much worked within film and photography and ARTisBOOK's writings. This is how I came to meet her. We were working on the exhibition of Fluxus and Contemporary Art together with Bartold for the ARTisBOOK Week back in 2018. And we were in the Groningen Museum Depot, and we came across Athena Tacha's her work. I absolutely really loved it and immediately empathized with it, and well, we had the pleasure to have her within the exhibition we had for the ARTisBOOK Week. And a few months later I traveled to New York to have an interview with an artist and also to do some research, and I visited Printed Matter, and then I found out that they were still selling them. So this is the work I will be reading today, and it's 1 out of 26 pocketbook series, it's called, can be referred to, or pocket booklets. And she made 26. You can still buy them. They are $10 each, kind of. Hello Camilla, hey! Yeah, I was super amazed that you could still buy them. This is the original one, and it's like a kind of accordion, kind of like booklet. It's like this, and it's written inside from one side, and then from the other side it's just like blank. And I absolutely loved it, and I am so happy I have one. I have Little Pleasures, which is also something that I myself very much connect and relate to in my life, and I think it's also really nice to think also for ourselves what kind of little pleasures do we have. Another titles from this series, which she did also in small booklets, are My Adolescent Loves, Tragic Cats, Little Habits, My Childhood Garden. So it's very much about these observations and her relationship, her relation of her surrounding and her everyday life. So in that sense, I think it's really nice. And well, it's also nice because last week we had Eleni, who is a Greek artist, and she also read poetry from other Greek poets. So now it's a nice link to have her, I think. And well, I will begin, and afterwards we can talk or discuss or whatever you want. So this was made in 1980s, and it's called Little Pleasures. Most people would agree on what constitute the major pleasures in life, but the minor ones that are woven into the fabric of our daily behavior can be unique to individuals and hard to appreciate or even recognize by others. The reading of the daily newspaper, for instance, is a small pleasure for many people. Yet, the element of time plays an important role in it. Some prefer to read it at breakfast. Others after work, perhaps with a drink. While housewives frequently enjoyed it late at night, when they can have some peace with everybody gone to bed. On the other hand, a number of people hate newspapers. To Elizabeth, reading even the Sunday Times once a week is a sheer chore. To me, it is a minor torture, whereas for Robert, it is a real treat, and his Sunday is spoiled if he cannot get his hands on it. Listening to the news and picking up mail are two more of Robert's daily little pleasures. He hates it when there is no mail delivery, and although he knows that our home mail consists mainly of solicitations for subscriptions or charitable contributions, the meager possibility of an interesting or unexpected letter still gives a pleasurable aura to the mail's arrival. Another one of his little pleasures is to take a nap curled up on the living room's comfortable couch. He usually likes to take it after dinner, around 10 o'clock, and this is really independent of his being an early sleeper and racer, because he refuses to go to bed at that time. What he enjoys is falling asleep just where he is and dozing with others moving about, making little noises and pursuing their regular activities. The same is true of my mother, who loves to take cat naps while others chat around her, often simply leaning her head on her palm over the dinner table. My own daily little luxury is reading a detective novel late at night while eating my favorite cookies, and also lingering with my book after breakfast, drinking coffee and smoking a cigarette. But what I like even better, when I can afford the time, is to read a novel while cracking and munching pumpkin seeds, which I can do for hours. One of my front teeth was actually chipped from an excess of that practice. Elizabeth, on the other hand, likes best taking her detective story to bed at midnight, after a hard day's work, and reading for an hour or so while savoring a bowl of ice cream. It is true that she adores ice cream anyway, but she does not enjoy it as half much as any other time, say after dinner. Nor does she enjoy her novel half as much accompanied by any other edible. A lot of these small pleasures are connected with daily little rituals, yet others consist of minor, often unconsciously body tasks which we call nervous habits. Some people find satisfaction in fiddling absent-mindedly with their toes or rubbing tiny particles of skin off their face while reading. Short of eating cookies, when reading my novel, I find a strange enjoyment in scratching my toenails, the calluses under my feet, or in picking bites of dead skin off my heels. In early years, I used to instead to rub my legs and pick up their pores and pimples to remove minute particles of skin. Earlier still, when I had dandruff, I scratched it off my scalp and then enjoyed shaking my hair and watching it fall. It is interesting to note that I cultivated that habit as a student during long periods of serious and often tedious reading. Shaking the dandruff from my hair evidently gave me a pastime and an occasion for little breaks from reading. Many people practice comparable physical activities not only in private, but also while in social interchange. Some persons crack their knuckles or bite their nails. Others pinch their lips or pick cuticle from around their fingernails. Still, others stick at their gums with their nail or with a toothpick, not just to remove food, but for hours on end. I believe that such nervous habits do not simply offer a relief of nervous tension, but a degree of some minor physical pleasures as well. Even picking one's nose, unpleasantly unoffensive as it is to others, gives a definitely agreeable tactile sensation to the person concerned, not only through the removal of scalps and semi-dry mucus from the nostrils, but also through the disposal of such stuff with the fingers. I remember a comparable experience from my childhood. While taking off my shoes and socks after hours of running and playing outdoors, I felt a curious little satisfaction rolling up and removing pellets of dirt and sock fuzz from between my toes. I believe, in fact, that all these habits are pleasurable through the various tactile experiences they engender, as well as through the satisfaction of casting off from one's body disposable stuff, whether if it be dead skin, dried mucus, sleep from one's eyelids, or food bits from between one's teeth. A proof of this may be the fact that pimple squeezing too is satisfying to some, even though mildly painful. To most people's mind, happiness consists in having a goodly share of life major pleasures. Yet, it may well be the little pleasures that make them daily routine bearable and help us maintain our balance. Athena Tacha, 1980s. Yeah. Hey Bern, hello. Yeah, I was also rereading it today, and I really like it. Also, this end, like the little pleasures that makes the daily routine bearable and help us maintain our balance. And I was also thinking about nowadays that we are kind of within our homes, and we have to kind of create a new balance and a new routine. I think we have more time. Hey Sophia. We have time to look around and to do whatever we want, and to see maybe those things that we don't necessarily or normally would see or pay attention to. So like little gestures, like what she's saying with the little cloth waist within her fingernails, or is, I think, very things that are very recognizable and very beautiful to pay attention to. So I don't know if someone would like to add something or share something that they liked or they disliked or that they found interesting from the text. I would like to also invite you for next week. We're gonna have Lisa Smithson reading and performing pieces of her recent and new works. We're also happy to say that until the mid of May we have our program full, so it's really nice to share these moments with you all. Hey Niels, hey, you are a bit too late, we already read it. But that's why we have to be on time. Yeah, next Thursday at 8, Lisa's gonna be reading. And I would also like to invite everyone who likes this program and the activities that as the ARTisBOOK Foundation we are doing. We recently started a fundraising campaign in order to be able to support and pay the artists who are participating from this program. So when you would like to, you are welcome. You can find it on our website, ARTisBOOK.nl. And when you also would like to participate or make any suggestions or comments, you can always do so also through our Instagram and or mail. So yeah, I think that's it for now, and I wish you all a good night, a good evening, and I'll see you soon.